Hello Bard haters, and welcome to another Fine We Hate Bards Let's Play. I'm Ben, and this is more Fallout New Vegas, Hardcore Permadeath. So after having destroyed the Brotherhood a few parts back for Mr. House, we realized that we could go into the endgame if we needed to. I don't want to do that quite yet. I want to finish getting everything else done that I could in the game. And one of the big things we have to do that apparently Mr. House doesn't make us do is come here and deal with the Great Khans. Now, the story with the Great Khans is that they have partnered with Caesar's Legion, because Caesar's Legion, or specifically that Frumentarius right there, I can't remember what his name is, Carl the Frumentarius, he has offered the Great Khans a chance at an alliance if they successfully take over the Wasteland. And what that entails is the Legion is offered to kill off the NCR, and the Khans hate the NCR. They have offered to give the Khans a large chunks of land and allow certain members of them to join the Legion as honorary soldiers. All lies, obviously, because that's what the Legion does. They lie and they, manipulate and they do whatever they have to get what they want. But it still means we can do something to help break the alliance. And the reason we want to break the alliance as well is because if we don't, the Great Khans will be around at the final battle. And they're a little bit tough. They make the final battle a little bit harder than it needs to be. Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what else makes the final battle harder than it needs to be? Dehydration. Okay, so after a little sip of water, getting back to what I was saying here, the Khans make the final battle a little bit harder than it needs to be. But if we break the alliance with Caesar's Legion, if we convince the Khans, using the quest Oh My Papa, to sort of leave the Wasteland, we won't have to deal with them, and it'll give us a little bit of an extra bonus in the endgame dialogue thing that you have. So that's what we're going to do. So to initiate this quest, all we have to do is come in and talk to Papa Khan when he's sitting here. We'll ask him about the people, and he will tell us a very brief history of what happens with the Khans. And we're just going to kind of skip straight through this dialogue. And there we go. Once we've gotten a bit more information, we can ask him to break his alliance with Caesar's Legion.
Have you now?
And we will point out that they're going to make him slaves, which is true. That's basically what's going to happen. Yep, he will refuse to listen to any kind of reason, despite the fact that there's plenty of evidence that the Legion has enslaved pretty much everyone they come across. But nope, the Khans are way too strong for that. There's no way that'll ever happen. And even he isn't willing to smack talk the Legion in front of Papa Khan. But if we leave,
I heard you
somehow he teleports out here ahead of us and talks to us about how he actually does hate the Legion. So Regis has said that he'd be willing to convince Papa Khan to break the alliance with the Legion, provided he sees enough evidence. And admittedly, the thing he needs to see is the same thing that Papa Khan needs to see, which is we need to show Carl that Carl's not such as a nice guy as he likes to think he is. And all we have to do to make that happen is sneak into this room when no one's around. This is Carl's room. Not sleep in the bed. Open the footlocker. And inside, we'll find some 308 ammo and a hunting rifle, first off. As well as a hunting rifle, which I may or may... Actually, I think I have a hunting rifle back at my stash, so I'm not even going to bother with this. Oh, wait. I can sell it. Never mind. But the big thing we want here, other than the water that I had to drink earlier, I got that back now, Carl's journal. And we don't even have to read Carl's journal. We can just, hold it up to our forehead and mentally divine that Carl's not a good person. We can use that against him in this conversation coming up. Alright, so after a quick little talk around to everyone, I realized I hadn't actually triggered the quest Oh My Papa yet, because in order to do that, I have to actually specifically ask him, how do I go about convincing everyone? I asked him every question on his dialogue tree other than that one. But that is the one we need to do to actually allow us to disgrace Carl in front of the Legion, or in front of the Khans. So speech 25 to start out. And we're going to ask him, well, if the Khans are such great warriors, why don't you join them? He will respond by saying, I'm not worthy of it. And we can respond by saying, yes, surely if you're in Caesar's Legion, you're equal to any warrior in this camp. And he's going to get angry and try to kill us, but we don't even need to do anything. Yep, down goes Carl. So that's the first major trigger we had to go through in order to make the Khans break their alliance. The other ones are we have to go and talk to Jack and Melissa, or Jack and Diane, and then we have to go and talk to Melissa. Now Jack and Diane are going to be relatively easy, and the reason is because we've already done the main quest we needed to do to make them side with us, which is I can't remember what it's called, but I have it active actually in my journal, or I have it available. And it's Abba Dabba Honeymoon. Because if we can complete Abba Dabba Honeymoon, Diane will side. We can convince Diane to side with us, and then when Diane sides with us, Jack will side with us as well. So these guys are actually, if you've already done the quest, they're easier than the final one, I should say. So after turning in the Vault 3 run, if you'll remember, several episodes ago, back when I was trying to do, I can't remember who, I think it was Veronica. I was trying to get Veronica or something. I don't even remember at this point. But I was trying to do Veronica's quest and get her to do things, or maybe it was Cass. Anyway, back when I was working on other quests, I went to Vault 3 to help out with their drug running problems. And oh no, it was Veronica. I remember now it was Veronica because I was doing the Brotherhood. Because in that same location where I had to go and talk to Motor Runner, there was a thing in the closet that I had to pick up for the Brotherhood. So, I finally turned that quest in. Hadn't turned it in before now, but now it's been turned in. And now that I've done that, I can ask her about the allegiance with the alliance with the Legion. Yeah, so all you had to do, actually, to even complete this, is that first part of the quest where we had to go and rescue Anders, because the Legion had basically crucified Anders, or tried to. And after hearing about that, she goes, yeah, we don't want no part of that. And so they will talk to Papa on our behalf. So the reason Melissa's going to be a little bit tougher than the other Great Khans is because she's not actually in the Great Khan camp. She is out on a patrol, and that patrol is going to take us to an area that I've been kind of dreading going to because I know it could mess me over really quick and really easily as I sneak by the remainders of the Powder Gangers. The Powder Gangers, incidentally, are not what I'm worried about in this area. I'm very specifically not worried about them. Well, they're more Powder Gangers, so I guess that'll work. Oh, you decided to come up on me melee combat, did you? Yeah, I don't know why I was even bothering to sneak past those other Powder Gangers. Powder Gangers are so not a threat to me at this point. Now, this is where things get a bit hairy. Because there's a specific way we are going to have to go into this area. And if we go in the wrong way, then we're either going to have to fight a bunch of bad things, or we might just end up dying. So yes, in case you hadn't already figured out, oh, I see one. I see a bad thing. Very carefully. Right there. Oh, wait. Rat Scorpion. That wasn't a bad thing. I mean, it was, but it wasn't the bad thing I was worried about. Is that all that's around here is rat scorpions? Oh, yep. Here's another question. Can I actually get into this area via this little... Nope, invisible wall. It's one of the things I really don't like about Fallout New Vegas. In addition to all the things I really do like about Fallout New Vegas, one of the big things I don't like is one of the stains of modern gaming, that is invisible walls. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to just climb up on this thing if I could theoretically jump that higher, over on that thing if I could get onto it. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to do that and go right into this back area, like a back way. But no, there's an invisible wall there and it prevents you from getting in. Yep, same here. Invisible walls and no way of getting in. Because I believe to get into this area, there's only one entrance. And I'm trying to remember exactly where that entrance is. Oh, look, another invisible wall. Crap. Oh. That's not good. I just realized my Chinese stealth armor is in very bad shape. Yeah, I completely forgot to fix that up before coming here. Okay, so based on where we are now, we should be running into bloat flies, really. Well, actually, not bloat flies. Cazadors. Cazadors are very, very different to bloat flies. Because after Fallout 3, the beautiful people at Bethesda said, you know what? Bloat flies doesn't seem like enough of a challenge, and people just seem to kind of treat them as punching bags and fun little toys. So tell you what, to compensate, why don't we make like some super nasty ones, call them something else, and just let the players deal with it on their own. Ah, there we go. There they are. Crap. And I'm poisoned. Yep, there's about a dozen of these guys around here. And the weird thing is that in spite of the fact that there's a shit ton of these guys in this area, for those of you who played the game before and have done the thing where like, yeah, let's go into, they've done the thing where like, yeah, let's go to New Vegas right away and get our intelligence implant so we can get 10 intelligence right off the bat and yada yada yada. People who've done that, they generally take the way over on that side by Sloan and try to sneak past Deathclaws. I generally prefer this way, because yeah, Cazadors are not fun, and there's a greater chance they're going to hit you, but there's also a better chance you'll survive it if they do. This is the one big reason I hate Cazadors. Trying to snipe these motherfuckers with as much as they move around is really fucking hard. You know what? Screw it. I got this thing for a reason, let's use it. Come here, bloat flies. Hey buddies, how's it going? Wow, that was way easier. I think we've all learned a valuable lesson today. Whenever you're fighting anything that's not like a heavily armored opponent, just whip out the minigun and, you know, deal with it. Way easier than trying to snipe it. Before I deal with this, I just realized I'm a bit low on ammo at the moment. Let's reload. Oh, shit! Reload faster! Downside of the minigun, takes forever and a day to reload. So anyway, the Cazadors are not the biggest threat here, and neither are the Rad Scorpions. The much bigger threat here, as we will see when we come up over this, are Deathclaws. And it's going to be an issue. Because I could theoretically try to sneak past them, but if I fail, I will get set upon. I think there's like 6 or 7 Deathclaws in the area. And there's no way I'll be able to deal with all of them. Even in a run that wasn't like this, there's no way I'd be able to deal with 6 or 7 Deathclaws at a time. Alternatively, I could just burn like 6 of these things. These stealth boys that I have, which I only have 5. Crap. I'm going to burn 1 at least, and try and snipe these guys. So, we're going to back off, because, and this is the issue I mentioned earlier, the anti-material rifle does not truly get silenced. The sniper rifle does, but the sniper rifle is not powerful enough, I don't believe, to one-shot a Deathclaw. Even with a sneak attack. So we're going to have to use the anti-material rifle, and slowly pick them off one by one. Assuming that I don't miss, which I very likely am going to do. There's another one down. God damn it. Come on! That was right on him! Oh, it did hit him. It just didn't kill him in one shot. What? Bullshit! Okay. Well, at least he's down now. Okay, so as long as we can get the sneak attack critical on him, then a follow-up shot will be enough to kill them. It's telling me there's a guy directly over there. I don't see him. Tell you what, though, we're going to completely ignore him and just start sneaking up this way. And if we need to, we can always pull out the minigun, put on my heavier armor, and try to kill him before he kills us. Alright, now that we finally made it, we can talk to Melissa about breaking the lines of the Legion. Yes, and so Melissa's thing was, Carl told her that she could join the Legion. Despite the fact that anyone who knows anything about the Legion in this game would realize women aren't allowed to join the Legion. And now that we've convinced her, actually, does she have a quest for us? Because she might have a quest for... Nope, don't pickpocket her.
What do you want now?
We're gonna get the quest started for Don't Make a Beggar of Me. I'm not gonna do it quite yet. I'll probably do it a bit later. I'll probably do it next part, actually. Alright, so I'm back at the Longhouse now. Okay, Oh My Papa must be bugged right now, because what you're supposed to be able to do is, even without that proof, you're supposed to be able to give Carl's journal to Papa Khan and Regis, and it's supposed to trigger, like, oh yeah, no, they're bad people, we watched this happen. That didn't work, unfortunately. So now there's only one way we can actually do this. As I was saying, there's only one way we can do this. There's technically two. Like I mentioned earlier, we could go all the way back to Caesar's tent, try to take the proof that, you know, Caesar's Legion's terrible, bring it back to Regis and give it to Regis. However, that would require fighting my way through the entire Legion fort, because don't forget, the Legion's kind of pissed at me right now. I am shoot on sight with the Legion, so if I tried to fast travel back to the Legion fort, I'd have to fight my way through hordes and hordes of heavily armored Legion fucksticks. If I had, while I'd been friendly with them, if I had tried to, like, stealth kill my way through it and take out most of the camp other than, like, Caesar and his Frumentarius, it would make this part a lot easier. I have done that on occasion, I should mention. I've done that before where I've, like, secretly stealth killed the entire Caesar's Legion without them noticing. It's really difficult, and in a game where you're playing, like, a Permadeath run, not really worth the risk. It's also not worth the risk to actually try and, you know, tank my way through there, murdering everybody with, like, a chainsaw. That's gonna make me take a lot of damage. However, there is a second way to complete this quest, and the second way is, we have to wait till Papa Khan is sleeping, wait in his room. As you can see, I'm dehydrated again because I've had to wait for 14 freaking hours. And then when he goes to sleep, we sneak kill him. So Papa Khan's now dead, no one saw us do it, no one will think any less of us. We can have his stuff as well, which is nice. Okay, so we've had some issues with this quest, and I'll tell you specifically what those issues are. Because I have played this game a lot. I know exactly how these quests are supposed to go. I know exactly what you're supposed to be able to do and how you're supposed to be able to do it. And there are supposed to be 3 options for making this go away. Well, there's supposed to be 2 main options, and then several other things in the middle. So, first of all, to convince Regis, which is the only thing I had left to do, mind. That was the only thing I had left to be able to do, was to convince Regis to side with me, or to, you know, side against the Legion, yada yada yada. And the only thing I had to do for that was give him the journal. That's it. Or, I think I even could give Papa Khan the journal. Couldn't do either of those things. And I've actually even double-checked on a walkthrough to make sure I was right about that. Like, am I misremembering? And, of course, I wasn't. Even the walkthrough said all you have to do is this, which is exactly what I did, and I don't have that option. I've looked it up. Apparently, it's a well-known bug. And it doesn't say why it happens, just every once in a while the game might glitch out and not let you do it, which it looks like it happened to me, so fuck me, I guess. Step 2, for how you're supposed to be able to complete this, is if you kill Papa Khan, if you just don't want to do any of these quests, if you say, like, fuck, this seems like a lot of work, there's a cop-out way to do it, which is if you talk to Regis and, you know, get him, like, find out that he doesn't really like the Legion either, and if he were the leader, you know, he'd be able to do this. You're supposed to be able to convince him to take over the Great Khans if you kill if, like, a Papa Khan gets assassinated. That's supposed to happen. But, in yet another bug, it didn't on this occasion. So that means the quest, Oh My Papa, has failed. There is nothing I could do. There's nothing I could have done other than, if I hadn't killed Papa Khan, I could have gone into the Legion fort, found the evidence, yada yada yada. I could have done those things. I could have made it work that way. But fuck that. There is no way in hell I'm going to try and do that. That would require taking on the entire Legion at this point. Even though it involves failing a quest, because again, this is not my fault. This is in no way my fault. I tried 2 different things you're supposed to be able to do within the game, and the game just bugged out and wouldn't let me do either of them. So this is not a case of me just cowarding out and not wanting to do a quest. I did the damn quest. It just didn't take. And at this point, there's no point in going back and redoing it. So, Oh My Papa, it's going to say officially that it failed, even though it shouldn't have and it didn't. We're going to say that it didn't fail because I did everything the way I was supposed to, and we're just going to move on with the game. You know, I gotta say, I've been having a rather unlucky run so far with some of the things that have happened. I've had people die. I've had, like, Boone die, which wasn't really my fault, because the NCR didn't do things the way they were supposed to. I've had a couple other weird glitches happen that have kind of screwed me out of things, And now I've had a glitch that has completely disallowed me from completing a quest. So, between all the different weird things that have happened, I'm at the point where there are about 4 or 5 quests that I haven't been able to complete and won't be able to complete just because the game fucked up. But in either case, we are back here at Black Mountain because the other thing I wanted to do this part, and we're going to end it after we're done with this, but the other thing I wanted to do this part was I wanted to come in here and meet a new friend. Basically, to do this, you notice the door is currently locked. All you have to do is read entry 6, which is the one I read, and it will give you the password to this terminal. Which, if you have very hard science, you don't need the password. I obviously don't yet. I think I only have like an 80 science. So I can't actually do it, but you get the password off the terminal, which is 123456789. And it kind of makes you wonder, if that was the password, why was it very hard locked? That should make this a really easy hack. Apparently it doesn't, but now we can open the door, and inside we will find a ghoul named Raul. So Raul is probably one of the easiest companions in the game to do his loyalty quest. And the reason for that is, unlike Veronica, or Boone, or Arcade Ganon, you don't actually have to win any loyalty points with him. His loyalty quest is available to do right now if we know how to do it. And luckily for us, I do. And the first thing we have to do is we have to find Loyal here at the Nellis Air Force Base. Oh, there's Loyal. Must have followed me in here. So all we really have to do is talk to Loyal, and that will trigger Raul's loyalty quest. And he will kind of go into his backstory. So the story with Raul is he's been around for quite a long time, and he's starting to feel his age, and he's a ghoul, so he knows he's going to last for a lot longer. But he's starting to wonder, like, what can I really do? What use could an old man like me really actually be? I can't really fight like I used to. I can't really do some of the things I used to. Yep, we need to try and convince him on what route he needs to take. And I think I'm trying to remember which one of these does one thing, because there's 2 routes he can go down. We want him to go down a particular one. Yeah, and the thing about like Raul's little dialoguing is it's not really an interesting way of telling story. I think I covered this with Arcade Ganon's as well. Is that every time you do like one of Raul's story, he'll just talk to you a bit about his history and blah blah blah. It's not a very interesting way of doing it. It's kind of a bit lazy, and given the way that other stories, other bits of lore are told to you throughout Fallout New Vegas, it just seems kind of token. Anyway, with part 1 of that completed, I generally go to Loyal first because, I just do. I think you can do it with any of these people, but Loyal is just the one I personally prefer to go to first. And I'm dehydrated again, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to talk to Cliff Briscoe and see if he has any water while I'm here in Novak. I think he's the only one in Novak who sells water. What we actually want to do here, though, is we want to come into Ranger Andy's bungalow. Because Ranger Andy is the one we actually need to talk to. We'll ask him what he did to his leg, and he'll tell us a story about how he hurt it and how, he's been feeling his age and everything that Raul has been feeling.
They do it a lot.
And once we finish talking to him with a speed check of 30, he'll teach us how to do his special Ranger takedown move. Raul should be talking to me about this. What? 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 Right, so this has been a hell of an episode. While trying to do Raul's little side quest, I ran into yet another issue, and this one I wasn't able to find any information on, but I'm going to look it up in between now and next part. But I need to get this part active, because I didn't mention this at the beginning. I'm recording this mere hours before you see it, because we had a bit of a technical issue, and I was sick for a bit, and now I had to kind of get this recorded last minute and get it uploaded. You saw me talk to Loyal, that went okay. I went to talk to Ranger Andy, and I learned the takedown move like you're supposed to, but that's not the only thing you're supposed to talk to Ranger Andy about. You're also supposed to talk to him about what he does in Novak, before you learn the Ranger takedown move and everything, and then you're supposed to leave and come back in. For some reason, after learning the Ranger takedown move, it glitched. It won't let me talk to Ranger Andy again. And every time I try to, my character turns invisible, like completely invisible, and Ranger Andy's head has a frickin' fit. So I don't know what's actually causing that, but another glitch seems to be preventing me from dealing with Raul's quest. Now granted, Raul isn't actually dead. He's right here, and you can see him. But if I can't figure out a way to be able to talk to Ranger Andy, if I can't find a way to break that glitch and get Raul to say the thing he says with Ranger Andy, I will not be able to complete the quest. So anyway, I'm going to be leaving Raul here. He's supposed to be able to repair my equipment. I don't remember how to make him do it.
Okay, boss.
No, we're going to tell him we want to part ways. So Raul is now going to stay here because I have no other use for him. Yeah, it's a weird bug that's happened. I've run into a few weird bugs in this part. I don't know if it's just like the game going completely mental on me. Like I said, I haven't done much with the PC version outside of the playthrough I'm doing right now. But just as an FYI, if I cannot complete this quest, if for some reason it doesn't work and it won't let me go through all the way to the end, how you're supposed to complete that quest is talk to Ranger Andy. You ask him about, how he got his leg got hurt, how he, what he does in Novak, etc., etc. Raul will then dialogue at you a bit more about his past. You then have to go to, where is it? I believe Camp Forlorn Hope. And, because I think that's where he is right now. Camp Forlorn Hope, talk to Corporal Sterling, if you remember First Recon. You have to go find First Recon, talk to Corporal Sterling, ask him a few questions about what he did before joining the NCR. Raul will then talk to you a third time. And after talking to you a third time, you will then get a chance to either tell him, even though you're old, you can still do some awesome things, at which point he will gain the old Vaquero perk, where he basically becomes a superhero. He wears like a sombrero. It's kind of a racist caricature, actually. He wears a sombrero and like a serape, and dual wields like revolvers, and like he just like, goes around and just does stuff. It's really odd. Or you can get the one that I generally go for, which is full maintenance, which basically means that as long as he's in your party, your weapons and equipment will not degrade, I think. Anyway, that's what you're supposed to do. It's talk to Loyal, talk to Andy, talk to Corporal Sterling, convince him down one of those two routes, and then that's basically it. The quest is complete, and Raul's thing is done. But it doesn't look like... I don't actually know if I'll be able to complete Raul's quest. I'm gonna try and complete it. I honestly am. But I don't know. At the beginning of the next part, I'll do some research. At the beginning of the next part, I will come back and I'll tell you whether or not it's even possible for me to complete it. But yeah, that was a largely wasted part, if I'm honest. I was hoping to do the Great Khans and Raul this part. I couldn't do either one of them because I got screwed over by a couple of weird glitches that I don't really see a way to get around. So, next time, there's one other thing I wanted to check on. There's a couple other minor things I might want to do. And if I can do those minor things, I will do them and then probably end the part by doing You'll Know It When It Happens. And then it'll be the dam. We are almost there. We are almost to the end of the main game. So look forward to that. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited. Never actually done the dam on hardcore mode, but I can't imagine it'll be any different than it is normally. Either way, that will all be next time. In the meantime, thanks as always for watching, guys. I was Ben, and this was Fallout New Vegas, Hardcore Permadeath. See you next time, everyone.